Uh, let's get after it. You know what I mean? It's me. It's Joshua Lamb here, host of the Rollercoaster of Fantasy Football podcast. And what are you going to do? What are you going to do when you're down and you're out and your team's playing like shit? I mean, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? And listening on Spotify, you probably hear the pain and the suffering in my voice. On YouTube, through the pain and suffering is a glistening smile of love and tenderness. And a lot of joy. If it wasn't for this job, I probably wouldn't be smiling right now. Because, I mean, yes, there's a lot to smile about. There's a lot of things going swell and swimmingly in my life and things of that nature. And I love the blessings that I've endured and the things that I get to do and the people that I have in my life. But then there's things that I'm not thankful for. And I think this is the perfect time to get into those things when I have Thanksgiving tomorrow. And I'm happy about a long weekend. I'm happy about good friends. I'm happy about good family. I'm happy about good times. But there are also things that fucking suck. Like they suck fucking fat nuts. Like the fattest pair of fucking nuts. Go out there and you better suck all over them, because I'm telling you, some things just suck fat nuts. And one of those things is fantasy football. I mean, I guess two of those things. I have two leagues. Two of those things are fantasy football in both leagues when it's just not going the right way. It's just not going the way you intended, in the way that you wanted, in the way that you would have loved to have it happen. Looking at what that may be and looking at what I'm not thankful for. And I think that's the perfect time to go over that. I think it's the perfect time to go over what I am not thankful for. Because during the spirit of holidays and Thanksgiving, November, turkey, fucking gravy, fucking corn casserole, green bean casserole, yams, cranberries. I mean, we got pumpkin pie, we got the goods, we got the apple pie, little whipped cream. There's a lot of delicious things that happen throughout Thanksgiving. So people love to talk about what they are thankful for. I want to talk about what I'm not thankful for. I want to talk about the shit that goes on in fantasy football that I'm not fucking thankful for. And I got a list. And I'm not going to say that I wrote down this list, because I didn't. And I hope that I have enough things that I'm not thankful for off the top that can actually be considered a list. I don't know, let me point this down a little bit, because I just want you to see, my hands. I want YouTube to see my hands and what I'm doing with my hands to show the emphasis of what I am not thankful for. So let's just dive in. What I'm not thankful for. And you're probably getting the gist now, is that, Josh, your week probably didn't go as swimmingly as you would have liked. And if you were a betting man, a betting woman, you would win that bet. And then I would request for you to send me part of those earnings, of whatever winnings that you may have occurred, and give me about, 30, 35, 50 to 85% of those earnings because of my anger and distress that I've been going through. So what I'm not thankful for, number one, the experts. The fantasy football experts that think they know it all. Well, guess what, assholes? You don't. You might have the numbers. You might have the usage. You might have the yardage. You might have what the fuck the trends are, why the trends are happening, why they're not happening, all that horse shit that plays into what fantasy football is. Yes, it's important. But I'll say it once, and I'll say it a few more times until I'm blue in the motherfucking face. Fantasy football is luck. It's luck. It's luck, because you're not the one calling plays. You're not the one playing. You're not the one out there fucking grinding every fucking day in practice, fucking all that work, the workouts, whatever they're enduring outside of their fucking football life, whatever it may be. There are so many outside factors to having a good, consistent fantasy football team. So with these experts, they think they know everything. And sometimes they hit, but fuck, when they miss, they fuck over so many people. One of those people being your boy. I mean, look at me in this fucking sweet sweatshirt, hat's looking crisp. Yeah, I look great. I mean, my jawline looks popping. The beard looks good. Fresh cut. I smell nice. I look great. Body's rocking. I mean, everything's going swimmingly until I have these experts telling me what to do with a particular sleeper on my bench or a particular sleeper on the waiver wire. And I jump on it, and I'm on it like fucking, fucking bugs on shit. Is that right? Bugs on shit? Who's on shit? Mosquitoes? Mosquitoes are on shit? I don't know. Flies on shit. I jump on those motherfucking expert fucking, those wordings and the expert talk and all the fucking stats. I jump on it like a fly on some fat shit. But it makes sense. Like, the shit that I do makes sense. That's the problem. If I didn't do certain things, it's because they didn't make sense. Because fantasy, you have to look at everything. You have to look at who's on IR, who is fucking dealing with an injury, who's coming back from injury, who is in the right scheme, who they're playing, who all that bullshit, the quarterback play, like the defense, the corner that they might be going up against, or the run defense they're going up against, or the pass defense, whatever it may be. There's so many different things that you got to look at, and if it makes sense, I'm going to play you. So these experts, leading up to this week, things started dropping. McCole Hardman from Kansas City, I believe it was Hardman. He goes on IR. I mean, that's a huge loss for Kansas City, especially because they're already pretty slim. Let me get a little taste of this. Oh yeah, Java. Already pretty slim at receiver. McCole Hardman goes down on IR 4 weeks. Juju Smith-Schuster got his fucking cheeks absolutely clapped. Fucking concussion protocol. Out this week again. Or out this week as well. And your boy picked up Kadarius Toney a couple weeks back when they traded for him, when Kansas City traded for him towards the Giants. Got him from the Giants. And I mean, everything was in order. Everything was in order for that to be a smash fucking play. The week before last, not this past week, the one I'm talking about, the week before that, Kadarius Toney went for 19 points. Touchdown, a couple fucking 5 receptions, had 50-something yards, something like that, had like a 30-yard rush. He was looking athletic as shit. He's fucking strapping up his fucking gloves, his little yellow fucking gloves, had his fucking grill in his fucking mouth. He's fucking crazy. He's a fucking stud, whatever you want to call him. He had what you think would be a smash play going for him. McCole Hardman's out. That's the position that they're going to want to play him in. Juju Smith, their fucking leading receivers, out, other than Travis Kelce, of course. But who else are they going to throw the fucking ball to? Kadarius Toney is the best receiver on that fucking team, has the most talent on that fucking team. So I'm I have him in both legs. How could I not take the fucking chance on this guy snapping? Because they're playing fucking, who they play? They played fucking Chargers. High scoring game. Game ended up being 30-27. Fat, juicy game. So I go with him. I go with Kadarius Toney. Watching that game was so infuriating. Seeing what he does. How he did it. And then I get I get a notification that Kadarius Toney is questionable to return with a hamstring. At half. And I'm already just incredibly upset because I'm looking at my weeks and I was like, fuck, I need some big weeks from my boy Kadarius. Because I took him out. I took out other players that definitely produce more than him because you can't produce less than 0.0, can you son of a bitch? Huh? You can't do worse than that. Other than Rondale Moore, he got negative 0.6, and I saw that on Twitter, pretty funny. And I think he's hurt as well, which kind of sucks. But Kadarius Toney gets me 0.0. That is the second thing that I am not thankful for this Thanksgiving, and that is Kadarius Toney and the hype that was around for him for this week. Because this was a massive week for your boy. It was a massive week. I was about to take on position of the number one team in the conference for my 10-team league. In my 12-team league, I had a must-win week. I mean, thankfully, a lot of the other teams in my fucking conference are only a game ahead of me. So if I win this coming week and they lose, I'm right back in the mix. But Jesus Christ, I can't have a guy that I have all this fucking confidence in Go out there and shit. Just take a fat shit all over the field, all over the bed, all over me. He's just shitting all over me. It's almost like he went out there knowing damn well that I needed points out of him. And instead, he was like, you know what? How about you go fuck yourself? Thanksgiving's around the corner. You have too much to be thankful for. I'm going to make sure you're not thankful for this week. And I'm going to make sure that you're not thankful for me. That's what Kadarius Toney said. I almost verbatim. I heard it when he was on the field. When he went down with the hamstring, he held it and he said, this is for Josh Lamb. Go fuck yourself. That's what he said. So looking at my matchups, because I mean, that's one of the things, man. That's one of the things. And don't think I'm done with my list either. That's one of the things. Looking at my matchup, I was going against a pretty solid matchup with my boy fucking Cody Brussels Sprouts. Guy's a stallion. Love him. He has Josh Allen, Alvin Kamara, fucking Deontay Foreman, Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins, Tyler Conklin, T. Higgins. He had Mike Williams on the bench, Kenneth Walker on bye. I mean, guy has a pretty decent team. He came up on DeAndre Hopkins. That's number one. That's number one because I know the best out of all things is that DeAndre Hopkins is balling for me in the other league. And that's the worst part about it. And that's going to be on my list later. Once I get to it. And there's a reason I'm building up to it the way that I am. But it will be on my list. And I'll tell you what that list item is. But you're just going to have to wait. So, looking at it, Josh Allen didn't really have a Josh Allen game. Threw for under 200 yards, 1 touchdown, only got him 12.5. And I'm like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, baby. And that's massive because he was projected 25. That's 13 points under projection. That's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. So I'm right there, I'm already feeling juicy. Alvin Kamara only gets him fucking 13. Deontay Foreman gets him 2.4. Tyler Conklin gets him 3.5. The Broncos D gets him -2. -2. What an asshole. Ooh, job is hitting. Oh yeah. So what I'm getting at is Cody had some guys that really shit the bed. And what you need to not happen when you have the other team shit the bed is you need your guys to not shit the bed. If they just don't shit the bed, you should be good. If you have multiple guys on the other team shitting the bed, that's the best thing you can have happen for you. But also, the worst thing that can have happen for you is when the other team has people shitting the bed, but there's 1 or 2 guys that explode to compensate for the shit in that bed. Like they're coming up and they're cleaning up the shit on the bed with gold. Or they're turning that shit into gold that's on my bed. Devontae Adams, 33 points with a touchdown to win it in OT. If they didn't just go to OT, that catch was like, I don't even know. It was a fat catch though. It was probably like a 7. It was probably what? It was probably like 5 points just for the PPR and yards, and then an extra fucking 6 for the touchdown. I mean, that's 11 points. That would have dropped him. That would have dropped him down to fucking 22 points. Would have made it more manageable. But he goes for 33, and then T. Higgins, because Jamar Chase is out, goes for fucking 24, 9 catches, 148 yards. Great game for him. And then I got DeAndre Hopkins, who's been a fucking star. 9 receptions, 91 yards, 18 points. Like, I mean, that's what you're expecting from him. I'm glad in this league that he only put up that because you know he can pop off for more, especially with Rondale Moore going down. Marquise Brown wasn't in there. But the problem is my third thing on my list that I am not thankful for is when you're almost playing yourself when you have 2 leagues in certain instances. So it's not always like this, but there are instances where, and it's actually happening again this week, and I'll get into that. But there's instances where you're playing your own guy, or the guy that they have is affecting a guy that the other team has that you're playing against. So follow me here. T. Higgins had a great game because Jamar Chase was out. But the thing is, I would have been playing Jamar Chase in my other league if he wasn't hurt. So it was like nice Jamar Chase wasn't playing, but at the same time, because of that, in my 10-team league, T. Higgins is the main guy, puts up fucking 24 points on me. It's stuff like that. Then you look at fucking like Devontae Adams, everybody's hurt on that team. So it's like things of that nature really fuck you. And then you look at DeAndre Hopkins. I'm playing him in one league, and then I'm using him in my other. So every single time he catches a ball, it fucks me and it helps me. You can't win when you have that kind of shit going on, especially when it's a close game. When it's a close game of that nature, you're consistently you're staying even at you're almost staying even. Because what the fuck are you going to do? You're losing and you're winning at the same time. So, looking at my squad, Jalen Hurts, 24.2, another great game for my boy. Christian McCaffrey, man, he's not getting a ton of yards like on the ground, but he still gets me 18, a shitload of receptions. They're using Elijah Mitchell a little bit. It was a blowout, so I don't really think Elijah Mitchell played a ton until more it was a blowout anyways. And then here's another thing. Here's the other expert talk that I was hearing. Kenyon Drake, Gus Edwards goes out. He was out for the game. And I'm like, bro, okay, Kenyon Drake is on my fucking waiver wire. All these dickhead fucking experts, they're like, oh my God, smash play. This guy's a smash play, bro. And like I said, I only do things if they make sense, okay? So looking at it, Gus Edwards is out. Kenyon Drake's clearly the lead back without Gus Edwards in that fucking backfield. The last 2 weeks, Kenyon Drake put up 25 points and 17 points. Okay, that's exactly what I want. Coming off of a bye week, guys fresh, guys crisp, going against fucking Carolina. This is the second time I put a running back against Carolina. The other one was fucking Cordero Dickerson, fucking Patterson, being a dickhead, puts up 3 against them, and then I put Kenyon Drake in there. Bro, he had 0.9 points through the first 3 quarters. They were barely even using him. And he had a 64-yard fucking rush that was called back on a hold. In the first fucking drive. I was like, fuck yeah, smash play, baby, let's go. And then I look at the fucking stats. I literally watched it on ESPN say 64 yards, and in front of my very fucking eyes, my shit brown eyes, I watched that 64 turn into 2. Or 0, or whatever the fuck it was. 64 yards off his stat sheet, just like that. I look at my fucking fantasy, those points were gone. That was 6.4 points that was just wiped away because of a fucking holding call from some dickballs. What are you going to do about that? Kenyon Drake, he ends up having 0.9 points in 3 quarters, and the next thing you know, in the fourth, he kind of snaps a little bit. He gets a couple catches. He ends up with 7.3. That's not going to cut it. Especially when Cordero Patterson, I know he didn't have a great game. He had 12 points, but he did have fumble. Would have been 14. The reason he had that many points because he took one back for the fucking crib. Fucking best returner of all time. Took one back on a kick return. Got him 6. But what I'm saying is I would have used those points. CeeDee Lamb, 5 catches, 45 yards. They put up 40 points against Minnesota. 40 points against Minnesota, and all you have is 5 catches and 45 yards. You're their best receiver. They put up 40 points. All those points, and you only have 9.5 fucking points? I don't understand that. And then I had to use fucking Gabe Davis because DK Metcalf was on bye. And he did okay. He got me 12. I mean, he's usually boom or bust, so for him to get me something in between, I was decent with. David Njoku, he played this week, but I didn't trust him because he's come back from an injury and they were playing Buffalo. I'm glad I did that because he only got fucking 3.7 points. Cole Kmet ended up getting me 6.5. I was expecting a fucking massive game because he has been balling the last 2 games. Of course he didn't ball for me. 3 catches, 35 yards. Eagles D, they do what Eagles D do against Indianapolis. Fumble recovery, 16 points allowed, gets me 9 points. Harrison Butlips gets me 14. Bottom line is, I end up losing 99.9 to 117.38. It's okay because this league, I'm pretty much in the playoffs already. I'm most likely gonna be in the playoffs, unless something crazy happens. I should be in the playoffs as a 2 seed. So I'm pretty decent in this league. It was just nice to get some wins, man. Some moral wins. And on top of that, I don't think I've said this. It happened last week. Leonard Fournette was on a bye this week. And I decided to move him. I wanted to move him before the bye happens or after the bye happens and he comes back and Rachaad White becomes the guy. Because I got Rachaad White in both leagues. If Rachaad White comes back and he's the main starter and Leonard Fournette takes a fucking backseat, I'm going to look golden because I traded Leonard Fournette and Josh Palmer. Josh Palmer, of course, has a massive game, like fucking 30 points, 2 touchdowns, even with Mike Williams and fucking Keenan Allen back. I traded him because I was like, there's no way he's going to like be a baller after they're back in the lineup, because like the week before where nobody was in the fucking lineup, he gets beat 7. So like things just don't add up. But the thing is, it makes sense. Mike Williams, Keenan Allen back in the lineup. Josh Palmer should be a non-factor. He's going to be a number 3. Number 4 after Austin Eckler. Number 5 after fucking Gerald Everett. Like, shit like that. It makes sense that I traded him. It was a trade high situation, and I did. Leonard Fournette was like, let me get the fuck out of here, and let's see if I can get some value before he comes back and Rachaad White takes all the workload. Hopefully. Fingers fucking crossed. You see these bitches crossed. So I trade Leonard Fournette, Josh Palmer. We'll see about this. We'll see about this one. All right? I think this is going to be good if he can come back and play the way he was playing. But Hollywood Brown for the Arizona Cardinals, I mean, the guy was a star when he was fucking playing. 18.3 points he averaged. He put up 14, 13, 28, 21, 22. His last game he put up 12, and I think that's when he got hurt. So, but his targets, man, 6, 11, 17, 11, 10, and 9. I mean, bro, if I can throw him in my flex, I mean, bro, you see how DeAndre Hopkins has been getting utilized. They're going to spread that wealth around. I think Marquise Brown can be something that I can throw him in the flex and feel really good about. And then my fucking lineup's going to look really fucking stacked, man. Jalen Hurts, Christian McCaffrey, that RB2 slot, I want it to be Rachaad White. We'll see. Cordero Patterson might have to be thrown in there. But then it's going to be CeeDee Lamb, DK Metcalf, David Njoku, and fucking Marquise Hollywood Brown. And then the Eagles D, Harrison Butlips. I mean, the team's going to be looking just right. The team's going to be looking juicy. And then that's pretty much it for the 10-team league. I will be referencing back because I got some more shit to talk about how I was getting fucked. So to go over to my 12-team league, where I'm currently 4-7. 4-7. Oh my God. I started 3-1. Oh my God. I mean, don't get me wrong. The 3-1 was a little fluky because I was kind of playing some shit like the other teams I was playing. They were just not fucking adding up. But I did want to say something about my team in the 12-team league. I want you to hear this bullshit. I want you to hear what the fuck is going on with my 12-team league, because it's an absolute travesty. It's an absolute travesty, and I won't stand for it, even though I don't really have much say. So I want you to hear about my projections. Okay, first week I went over projections. Second week under. Third week under. Fourth week under. 5th week under. 6th week under. 7th week under. 8th week over. So that's 2 out of the fucking 8 weeks. 9 weeks under. 10 weeks under. 11 weeks under. Oh my God. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? 9 out of the 11 weeks, I have gone under my projections by like a substantial amount. Like a lot of those fucking under projections or under the projections were like 90 points or like 98 points or fucking 85 points, and I was projected 125 or like 121. Like this week I'm projected 122. Like it's either somebody at ESPN needs to get fucking fired because these projections are dog shit, or my team is just straight up underperforming. I mean, I shouldn't even be named the J-Chips Love Nuts. I should be called the J-Chip Underperforming Nuts. Because, oh my God, if I can just hit my projections, like if I were to hit my projections every single week, like I don't even care if I went over projections. If I could just hit the projected number, I would most likely be like, fuck. I would probably be like 8-3. I'd be like 8-3. And I don't want to get started about the injuries I have lost. Breece Hall, Javonte Williams, fucking David Njoku, fucking, who else? DK Metcalf was out for a little bit, I think. I don't know. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. Who else? Kyle Pitts just goes out on fucking IR. Another 4 weeks with an MCL. I'm enduring. I'm trying my best to put a team together. And the funniest thing about it is after 3 stars, tight end, 2 star backs, my team is still Geno Smith, Damian Pierce, Jonathan Taylor, Amon-Ra St. Brown, DeAndre Hopkins, Michael Pittman, Greg Dulcich, who's been good, Cordell Patterson, Christian Watson, I have guys, bro. You hear that squad, and you're like, that guy has a well-rounded team. From running backs, Damian Pierce, Jonathan Taylor, studs. Amon-Ra St. Brown, DeAndre Hopkins, Michael Pittman, Amon-Ra St. Brown and DeAndre Hopkins are 2 wide receiver ones. I have 2 wide receiver ones right there, and Michael Pittman is a fucking wide receiver 2. Like, my team is very well balanced. Only problem is sometimes they just, like, they don't all play well at the same time. Like, they're all, I got projected 19.9, 14.5, 19.1, 16.5, 16, 8, 14. Like, I'm projected 122. That's a solid number. It should be higher if, like, Damian Pierce wasn't in the fucking Texan system playing like dog shit, but it should be higher. So, looking at my past week, I was going against the man, Ryan Glenn. Good man right there. Good fucking man. And looking at the matchup, it was gonna be a good one. He has Russell Wilson, Joe Mixon, Ezekiel Elliott, Mike Williams, Chris Olave, George Kittle, Cortland Sutton. He has Jamar Chase on the bench. So he has a pretty solid team. Geno Smith had a bye, and so did my kicker. So I had to take out Geno Smith, and I had to put in fucking Jared fucking Goff. Jared fucking slow nuts Goff gets me 6.5. They put up 31 points. 31 points against the Giants. He didn't throw a single touchdown. Jamal Williams, 3 rushing touchdowns. He didn't throw 1 fucking touchdown. Gets me 6.5. He didn't have a bad game. He really didn't have a bad game. He only threw for 165 yards. But, like, the way they played the game, like, he made the throws he needed to make. He just didn't throw the ball into the end zone. If he had 3 touchdowns, what is that? That's fucking 12 points. He would have had 18.5 points. That would have been perfect. That would have been perfect, baby. As a streaming option, I would have loved it. So looking at the rest of my team, Damian Pierce has the stinker of his fucking career, stinker of his fucking young rookie season, gets me 3.7. 8 yards rushing. 8 yards rushing. And I don't want to make the comparison about me toting that rock, putting me in the backfield. Put me in, coach, because I'm getting you more than 3.7 fucking points. And I'm getting you more than 8 yards. I guarantee it. It's neither here nor there. Because it doesn't matter. Because Damian Pierce is in the spot, and I'm not. I'm sitting here at a fucking wooden desk. I got a wooden back fucking backdrop. All this fucking wood. The only wood that's not going on is the wood that's in my pants for my team. Because I'm so depleted. It's not even wood down there. I'm so flaccid right now with how terrible they're playing. Is that too much information? I don't care. It's my podcast. So fuck off, huh? Okay. Delicious. So, Damian Pierce, 3.7. Jonathan Taylor, 16.5. He's been coming on strong. 84 yards on the ground. Touchdown. He fumbles like an asshole. So he would have had 18.5, which would have been nice. You know, it would have been nice. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 7 receptions, 76 yards. Kyle Pitts had a pretty solid outing because he was out at like third quarter. He had fucking 3 catches, 43 yards, 7.3. So I'll take that. And then DeAndre Hopkins, 9 receptions, 91 yards, 18.1. Cowboys D, baby, 16 points. And then fucking Cameron Dicker the kicker for Los Angeles Chargers, puts up 10. I'll take it. Looking at Ryan Glenn's squad, Russell Wilson continues to be shit. 10.5 points. Joe Mixon goes out with a concussion or concussion protocol, 9.2. I'll take that. Oh my God, that Java, baby. God, I'm sorry. Ezekiel Elliott, I'll get into him. Mike Williams gets hurt. That was massive. Like, first drive of the game, 2.5 points, and he goes out. It was beautiful for me because I was down. Chris Olave fucks me. 5 receptions, 102 yards, and a touchdown. Fucks me. Cortland Sutton only has 13 points. What got me back into this game, because Ryan was projected like 150 at a point, and I was like, fuck, bro, I'm screwed. Vikings minus 8 points against Dallas. That was massive. But you know what was massive for him? Tyler Bass against Cleveland puts up 23 points in his kicking spot. 23 points, bro. 6 fucking field goals. Are you fucking kidding me? That is a fucking stack. That's like a number one running back right there, fucking yards or points. That's horseshit. So, looking at it, I want to talk about 2 things. Ezekiel Elliott is fucking ass cheeks, bro. He's ass cheeks. Pollard is clearly the better back, but Ezekiel Elliott gets in for 2 touchdowns at the fucking 1 yard line. Like, and that's the thing. It's like a fucking holding in the end zone or like a pass interference in the end zone. They put him at the 1 and they give the ball to Ezekiel Elliott, and he gets inflated points because he gets these bullshit carries and he gets touchdowns because of them. He's just a goal line back. He's onions. But he ends up putting fucking 18 on me because of 2 touchdowns. It's infuriating and it's downright sickening. I can't stand it. And I hate the man and I hate him. I don't really hate him. If he was sitting in front of me right now, I'd probably enjoy him. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be an asshole. But at the same time, and I'm saying this because I don't want him to like beat me up. I could blow up and he could see this and he could come over here and beat my ass. I'm putting up a good fight though. I'm swinging a couple times and I'm probably popping him a few times too. So, looking at the rest of my squad, Kadarius Toney shits the bed for me on this league too. So 2 leagues, 2 guys, same guy, 0.0 points in both leagues. He got me 0.0 points in both leagues. Huge for me when I am fucking losing this fucking matchup. I needed something big from him. I see this, I'm like, fuck. So looking at it, going into the fucking Monday night game, I had DeAndre Hopkins left in this league. I had a close game in my other league. So I needed DeAndre Hopkins to pop for 1 league. I needed him to not pop in the other. I had Christian McCaffrey going against DeAndre Hopkins in the other league. So what I needed to happen was Christian McCaffrey to have a massive game, DeAndre Hopkins to have a massive game. Not as massive as Christian McCaffrey, but a massive game to have me be in contention to win in my 12-team league. But the problem is he had George Kittle. So I was technically playing myself. DeAndre Hopkins, every time I would get a catch, I was getting closer to a win in 1 league, and then I was losing in the other. I mean, that's what I'm not thankful for. I'm not thankful for playing my own fucking teams or playing my own fucking guys in fantasy. It is just demoralizing. There's no winning. There's no winning. George Kittle ends up going for 24.4, and I end up losing this fucking week too, 113.68 to 93. Another underperformance for the J-Chip Lubnuts. It's just so fucking frustrating, bro. I'm telling you. I should have played Michael Pittman Jr. He got 13.5 on the bench. Christian Watson had 21.1. I should have played them. But I mean, I only do things that make sense. Michael Pittman was playing the Eagles D. Kadarius Toney was going to be in a high-scoring game against the Los Angeles Chargers with no receivers. It makes sense. It makes fucking sense, so I do what makes sense. And then it comes back and bites me in the fucking ass. That's what I'm saying, bro. I mean, you gotta make choices on things that make the most sense to you. And everything pointed to Kadarius Toney having a good, strong game. A good, strong game. I don't know, man. I mean, I usually don't talk too much about like this week, the week that I'm heading into, but I do want to say one thing. I am playing Josh Mazel. He is 7-4, very solid team. Very solid team. And the reason he has a solid team is because he has like the same fucking team as me in my other league. In my other fucking league. So this week is going to be miserable because I'm pretty much playing myself again. Bro, he has Jalen Hurts, Christian McCaffrey, DK Metcalf, Gabe Davis. I mean, that's 4 of my guys right there. 4 of my bulk guys. I mean, I might not even play Gabe Davis, but 3 of my stars I have in my other league. So what needs to happen is I need Mazel to pop off, but I need my team to pop off just a little bit more so I can win in both leagues. Because if he pops off against me, then I'm going to have a good chance to win my other league. It's just a mess, bro. Every single time, it's a double-edged sword. I'm pushing into him, but then I'm running a little too far, and it's poking me. It's fantasy, and you gotta account for these kind of things. But I mean, what? You think I knew I was gonna be in this situation week 12? That'd be go fuck yourself, huh? Because I didn't. Oh man, fantasy. I mean, I have some hope left in this 12-team league. I mean, not a ton of hope. I think my team's good. It's frustrating that they're underperforming the way that they are. Hopefully they pick it up. Hopefully I squeeze my way into the playoffs. Hopefully I make some fucking noise. Because I did just pick up Latavius Murray in both of my leagues. That's the fuck thing. If I'm talking about Latavius Murray, go UCF, baby. Go UCF. By the way, they lost to Navy. I'm pissed about that, too. The weekend sucked. For your boy. Latavius Murray, he's like a legitimate RB2 right now because fucking they just dropped Melvin Gordon. So I picked up him in both leagues. we'll see how that pans out. Bottom line is, man, fantasy football fucking sucks. I enjoy it because my boys are my fucking boys, and I want to be involved with them and have fun, shit talking, whatever it may be. It's a tough life out here, man. It's a tough life out here. But that's pretty much all I have for you this week. Much love to everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Make sure you're thankful for your family, your friends, your significant other. Shout out Bianca. You're a great one. I love you. Shout out to the family. Love you guys. Shout out to my friends. Love you guys. And yeah, man, just make sure you guys are just stay blessed, man. Allow yourself to realize the situation you're in, and allow yourself to be thankful for that situation, because things can be a lot worse, and just make the best of what you can, and allow yourself to be in the moment and love where you are and love who you're with. So that's all I got for this week. Love you guys. Happy Thanksgiving. And one last thing. This is not your grandma's family football podcast. And let's get some fucking dubs this week. Happy Thanksgiving.